Behold, RPGs and Baby Makes 3.
RPGs and Baby Makes 3 Reimagined.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. How would anybody know?
No, man. Somebody knows.
You don't know, but somebody would know. But you don't know how they would know.
Man, somebody knows.
Looks like we're off to another typical RPGs and Baby Makes 3 Reimagined.
I didn't even know we were recording yet.
Well, I know. We weren't really recording yet.
Nobody knows. Somebody knows or nobody knows? Somebody knows.
We have a lot to talk about on this episode, so let's roll for initiative. In the deep distance, I do hear a cat yowling.
Yeah. You think your recorder will pick that up?
I don't know. I might have to edit it out in post. So we've had a lot of gaming stuff recently, actually, kind of, ish. Well, we've talked about it.
I did one thing.
What was that?
The pirate thing.
So I ran Ghost of Saltmarsh, and we played that first session,
Yes.
which was a session 0 and a first session, sort of.
Yeah.
It was a bit slow.
And I was sick as poop.
Yeah. But I mean, it was the first session, so I kind of have a better hold on things now.
Yeah.
So, and amazingly, we've already lost 2 players.
Well, the 2 players are in a relationship and have a child. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that.
No, I'm not. Nor do I hold any sort of ill will about that or ill feelings about it. But I just think it's so funny.
It.
Yeah.
I get it. But there's 4 of us. I think
Yeah,
that's a
4
cozy
players
amount.
and a GM, a DM for Ghost of Saltmarsh, which is a throwback to 3 original old school AD&D modules and a few other added-in adventures, sort of tying them all together, sort of loosely. But we're going real pirate theme. What did you... Okay, yeah, describe your character.
A seagull-based Aarakocra, ex-military, who's grumpy and has really wild fuzzy feathers on his head, so he always wears a hat.
Whose name is...
Skis!
I can remember the name Skis, too. It's like it's a really good piratey name.
Yeah, like, it's funny, I spell it Squis, but it's like, like water skis, but it seems to be taken on that he's skeezy, but nobody knows him yet.
Don't we, though? Don't we?
I'll probably fall into the food-loving, smart butt trap that I tend to do.
Well, I'm excited to see the character and what you do with it. I think it's really interesting. And then we have a merfolk, right? And a human?
Was it like a Triton?
Triton.
Triton.
Yeah, Triton.
And then
A human.
Half
elf.
elf. And then got water elemental.
Yeah, water genasi, right. Which I think is like a offspring of like water djinn sort of thing, I think. I could be wrong about that. So this is the problem, is that this is a 5th edition thing, so I'm still learning a little bit. I want everybody to play their characters. But one thing that's going to be cool is I think that as we play the game, every time we play, I'll learn more and more and more, and I'll read in between sessions, and I'll learn how to run it better and better and better. I know how to run D&D, but just learning the 5th edition version of the game.
Yeah. And I know people hate D&D Beyond, but I just love tapping buttons.
Yeah, you made your
making it
character
go.
there. But
I made my character so fast, and then all of the other hours were people making their characters. But you know what, like... I've had the bells and the whistles, and I don't want any bells or whistles. So, I just went with an axe-wielding giant bird.
Yeah, a giant
pirate bird.
Axe-wielding pirate bird.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll see
And
how
so
it
we
goes.
started it, and basically went and met like some skeezy contact down at a tavern on the waterfront, and you got in a boat that you had basically, and took the boat up the coast and
Went to a haunted mansion.
went to the haunted mansion.
And then on a personal note, like, I ate multiple chocolate chip cookies. I kind of feel like they were pity chocolate chip cookies because I just felt so bad. I wanted to just shovel in cookies. But then I felt bad, so I ate salad and rice and avocado and healthy.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think I'm excited about the next session because I want to up it. I want to up the food. I feel like everybody's making characters and stuff. It was very slow. But next time we get together, it'll be like doing stuff.
Yeah, because typically you don't do role playing in session 0.
That's taking us back in the time warp machine to another previous
Right.
argument. Is session 0 role playing?
No.
See our old episodes to find out more. Like and subscribe, by the way, and then you can
do
see all of our
You
episodes.
can do the liking and the subscribing, and it's all good.
I think I'm going to wait to talk about something else, sort of role-playing related, that I've got a couple other things till the end of the show. So why don't we go ahead and get into our main topic then?
What is the main topic?
We're going to get into it. You know
roll
what
up
it is.
and you're like, I want to talk about this.
Oh, but we already talked about this.
Yeah, but that was yesterday or the day before, and many things have happened since then.
Well, why don't we start the main topic segment, and then I can tell you.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Damn.
Or should we keep talking?
Just go.
Let's delay it a little bit longer.
Just stop.
It's
Or maybe just go.
Should we just keep doing this?
God.
Let's just start the main topic, okay? If you're ready.
We want to pump you up.
All right. So you remember the main topic?
No, I
You
literally
have
don't.
been doing some regular live action role playing in our lives as a fox.
Yes, is Oatmeal the stuffed fox.
So you have a voice. Can you do the voice? Let's hear some Oatmeal.
Hello, my friends. How are you doing today? I see you have a tummy ache. That is so sad. And now you're passed out in the bedroom and we are recording a podcast. Oh my goodness. How long is this going? Is this going to last before you vomit? I don't even know, but I'm so sad that you feel sick, and mommy and daddy are so sad because they don't want to be sick anymore either. And why did you leave me in Charleston, daddy?
Oh, dang. Okay, so I didn't leave the original.
I trusted you to do the final sweep.
I mean, I did do a sweep. I looked through
you did,
and I
you
missed
did.
it. So
Yeah.
I left the original one, but this is how smart we are.
Mom is.
Mom is. Gretchen ordered a second one of his favorite stuffy, and we had it in reserve here at the house in the attic. So we were
Yeah,
able to.
he fell in love with this stuffy at 4 months old. Flash forward 3 years later, and I pull out one from the package, and it's new and soft and so beautiful. So I told him that Oatmeal had gone to the salon.
Yeah, which is great. Actually, they said they were sending the other one back.
Well, now I'm gonna have to say Oatmeal had a really hard day.
But the fun thing is that he does not accept me as being an Oatmeal. Like, I can't do the voice.
No.
Like, he does not accept me.
No, and
for
he's
the
very
voice.
demanding. He'll be, the other day he went outside and he's, Oatmeal! Oatmeal!
And only Mom can do Oatmeal.
Only Mom can do Oatmeal.
But I do feel like the character sort of taken on. So the fox is like, is it a Renard the fox?
Yeah, it's supposed to be
It is.
Renard the Fox.
Okay, so it's a really cool.
Siggy Kids, Patchwork Fox. It's really cute.
What's the name of the brand?
Siggy Kids?
Siggy
Or
Kids.
Ziggy Kids, SIGI Kids.
SIGI Kids. Okay, but it's a cool little stuffy, I guess you might say.
Yeah.
And I kind of love that. Like, so I mean, it's not like an RPG, but you are like role playing as a character, and I kind of love that.
Yeah, I mean, I move his arms around and, whatever Lincoln is doing, I'm interacting as the fox. And, I remember recently we built a fort and he was playing music under it. Mm-hmm. Like a can and some bottle. I don't know, but we were all under there playing music and
Renard the fox, or Oatmeal the fox, was
singing, I think, at one point. I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. And it's also something that's special between the two of you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, you've brought this character into life.
Yeah.
And now Oatmeal's like his favorite. Like, you've got to bring Oatmeal.
Yeah, he waned for a little bit, and then it was George the monkey. But I never had a voice for George. Or I haven't had a voice for any of them. But now he grabs random ones, and he'll sometimes say, "Can you talk?" And then I have to come up with a different voice. I can't keep track of them, so I'm just trying to stick to Oatmeal.
Or Lincoln Llama, or Lincoln. It's like all the Lincoln animals.
Everything is named Lincoln.
Except for Oatmeal's named Oatmeal.
Yes, and Chaka Monkey and George.
Chaka
and Nick
Monkey.
the Snail. The older ones are not named Lincoln.
Lincoln did name Chaka Monkey, though.
He did. I mean, he named a lot of the other ones, but I think the older ones, I don't know, something changed and he wanted everything to be named Lincoln. It was really cute.
I kind of like the idea of, like, Stuffies being these, like, NPCs that we control as adults, even as kids.
Yeah.
Like, we make them into characters and interact with each other.
Yeah. It's fun.
It is fun.
And Stuffies are, Stuffies, everybody plays with dolls, tea, whatever, fighting, whatever dolls do. Stuffies don't really have that because they're not really posable, but Stuffies have such a wide range of, I don't know, they can be anything. Like, we have a dragon with human teeth, so he could practice toothbrushing on it.
Yeah,
He has escargots, a snail.
Which is also a line of stories.
Yeah, little blue truck. He's got a cement mixer Stuffy. I mean,
Which he calls Round and Round.
Round and Round, because the truck tunes, right? I think he has like 4 teddy bears now. An elephant, grandpa elephant. Lots of...
Well, but what I kind of love, too, is, like, how it sounds sort of weird, but, like, we play role-playing games and stuff like that, and it sort of helps us expand our imagination and take on these other characters, and then we get to use that sort of practice to, like, connect with our kids in a way. You know what I mean? And it's very fun.
And I'm not afraid to do accents, because it's my kids, so I can just go with it and have fun, like... if Oatmeal suddenly goes from French to German, like I accidentally did last night, joking with
and
you.
kind of just now, and there was like French
like,
and
it
German
just kind of
and
goes
Eastern
like,
European in there. I don't know.
It's just fun.
Yeah, and I mean it's just and like I don't know. I think it encourages them, of course, to use their imagination. But I mean, like like getting down and playing with the kid, and that really sort of. In the world of imagination is like, it's a very deep connection, I feel like,
Yeah. I've actually thought about trying to listen to, acting podcasts where they do the accents and stuff, so I can try to hone it a little bit more. But I don't want to, I kind of like the off-the-cuff vibe of it and not, I don't know, depends on how deep I want to go.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of have thought about that as well, like, learning a little bit more... Because my accents always kind of devolve in like to like 2 or 3 basic. There's like 2 or 3 accents essentially. All the characters eventually devolve into.
I can pull out the Southern very easy. In fact, if I go too Southern, it will stick with me a little bit because.
You have a little bit of the
like it's in my blood naturally. A little bit of that Appalachia. you can. Take the girl out of the Appalachia, but you can't take the Appalachia out of the girl, I guess.
I guess so.
Because I never lived there, but,
Those waters run deep.
It does. or genetics. Who knows? Just
Interesting, though. I mean, I wonder if other people have used that. I would be curious to hear if other people have these sort of characters that they interact with their kids using and how they kind of evolve. Because I think one of the things that's pretty cool about Oatmeal is also Oatmeal's personality has sort of expanded a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like at first it was just like, a couple of maybe a phrase or two, but now like you'll have full on conversations with them, you're playing music with them.
Yeah.
So how the character sort of evolves.
Like he didn't necessarily, he wanted to tie Oatmeal to his luggage and put him in the back of the trunk, and Oatmeal was like, hey man, I want to sit on your lap and let's watch a show and eat snacks on the way to Charleston. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That's so fun. And I would be curious, though, if other people do similar things. And I would also be really curious if anybody out there has kind of taken voice lessons or done research into that kind of thing about accents. There might be, even YouTube videos on it. I haven't really done any research, but that'd be kind of cool.
I'm positive there are.
That's pretty cool. So, anyway, email us.
Accents are
RPGs.
hard.
They are hard.
I love listening to people who go with an American accent, because you can catch the slip
Every now and then.
and it is so I love hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny, some people get so bent out of shape about foreign actors playing Americans.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. At least in the comments.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
So anyway, email us rpgsandbabymakes3@gmail.com. I'd love to hear if you've done
if
any
you
of
have
these things.
photos of any of the stuffies or whatever you use.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That would be fun.
We should really put our Reimagined Facebook thing together and do Instagram and all that stuff. Anyway, let's get into our final segment here.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations.
So, lots of stuff. What you've been... Okay, I thought it was really funny. We always talk about reading. We always talk about the books we've been reading here. And I thought it was really funny how one of your recent reads kind of made its way in front of you in social media. But you want to tell that story? Because it's pretty funny.
It is. It's a Court of Thorns and Roses. I think they call it ACOTAR for short. And it gets very adult in nature. And one of our friends on social media posted up these assortments of books that she was going to be reading. And of course I had to do, comment that, oh, ACOTAR, flames, and woo, fanning myself gif. And then she revealed that her 15-year-old son is reading. And so I had to joke, well, before you go into the room, knock and wait a few minutes. Yeah, it was funny.
I can't remember. I think that the fantasy books that I read and stuff, it was never explicit. Like, the sexual stuff was never explicit. It was always, like, fade to black kind of things when I was younger.
There was one or two books that hit my social circle in, like, high school or middle school where we were all, oh my goodness. And so we were passing it around and laughing about it. But yeah, I didn't read anything with adult situations until recently. And there's actually some, if you want to look. Well, no, I did start reading the Laurel K. Hamilton stuff, and that, after a while, it just gets so deep in the weeds there that I just would skim chapters because I just wanted it to stop. But she's calmed down now. I don't know what she went through in her life where she just went sex crazy, but I'm glad that it's over with now. But, in general, like, never involved that.
Yeah, same with me. I read the Dragonlance books, like the Dragonlance Chronicles, a lot of the Dragonlance books, some of the old, even like the Forgotten Realms books, or I don't know, just a lot of the comic books. Like, I was really into comics when I was in high school and stuff like
but
that.
The fun thing about comics is you did a lot of superhero comics, and there is just blatant sexuality throughout.
You think? But not nudity.
The women,
and stuff.
no, but the women always have gigantic boobs and
back in the
scantily
day, yeah.
clad. Like, who is it? Rogue. She basically wore a bathing suit. Was that right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I guess I
She-Ra
do remember
was
like thinking
like
those some of those.
bikini.
Yeah, I guess I do remember thinking some of those characters were hot back in those
Yeah,
days.
yeah.
But I mean, I think that's true. I guess that is true. It's not, but it's something to consider. I don't know if that extremely vulgar, like, because I think what you're talking about in the book is graphic sexuality in this.
I mean,
particular
some of
book.
it is very graphic, some of it
So
less graphic.
So it's a difference between, showing like drawn bikini clad women and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But it's kind of funny because when we were growing up, the standard was different. So I think recently we were joking with some people, that a PG-13 movie or PG would suddenly have breasts in it. And nowadays, like, that is immediately an R rating. In the 80s, you could get away with so much. It's interesting how, in a lot of ways, we become more conservative.
Yeah.
But also, speaking of, I saw a post by one of our council women, body shaming a mom who showed up in a crop top and, very ripped jeans, which is a style that I am not particular to, but I know it is popular among the young. And they were body shaming her, telling her she should have shown up to her kid's graduation in something more acceptable. And it was amazing to see, especially women attacking women about this. I was just excited she showed up to her kid's graduation.
I mean, really, seriously, what's the thing? What's the important thing here?
And she looked very put together, and healthy, and I don't know. Sexuality is an interesting thing, so that's why I find it, I don't know, diving into books of a sexual nature. But some of the stories are actually really good. And some of them, I'm not going to revisit this.
Well, and when you get into the zone with reading, you crank through some books. I mean, you just...
Yeah, I just did my Goodreads.
And?
If I'm not missing any, it's 39 books.
Since?
January 1st.
Oh, 39 books this year so far?
Yeah.
Wow! Great job,
Yeah,
Gretch.
but part of, I'm going to defend myself here is, one of the books that I just got from Libby. It is an 8-book collection, and I got to read it in 2 weeks. Now, I only got through 3, but some of these things, I just got to haul butt and get through.
Yeah, no, that's great though. I mean, book reading is awesome, and a lot of the reading, for those out there, like what we do is when it's settling down time for the kid, we read. Now, he is not old enough to read yet, so he's watching videos, but we try to at least make those videos be somewhat not terrible.
Man, that kid can go down a YouTube hole, though.
Yeah, but we try to steer him towards videos that offer some level of educational value. But we're reading while every night, and that process is a lot of times it's like an hour. So we can consistently read.
Yeah.
That's something that we have the time for. So.
And I really look forward to the time when he will be reading with us. So we will be working on instilling that in him. Mm-hmm. Now, there are certain books he won't read until he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. I've been doing some reading. I read a Vampire the Masquerade graphic novel, which was not good. But I got through it.
Did you ever watch the TV show?
I believe I watched some of it with you. Because you had it on tape. Cassette. Or not cassette. VHS. I guess it's a VHS cassette, right?
Yeah.
It's a cassette. Yeah, so I've seen some of it. The guy died, and that was why it ended.
The main person.
Yeah, he died in a motorcycle accident or something.
Yeah.
There was not a very good graphic novel, but that's related. Vampire the Masquerade, the RPG, of course, the White Wolf RPG, and I did read that, and it was not good. But I've also been reading this series called the True Game Mastery series of articles by the Angry GM, and it's theangrygm.com. Now, the angry thing is like a whole shtick. I actually think it's he seems to be a pretty nice guy. I'll be honest with you. He seems to be a pretty nice guy. He has this sort of angry thing. And he like calls you names and stuff throughout the article, the reader. But it seems a little bit more like he actually is a very genuinely nice person. But it's a huge series, and I've read the first 4 of them, and it offers some pretty interesting ideas on how to better run games. And I brought up one facet that came up in one of the 4. I read the first 4 of the articles. They're very long. Each one is quite long. I don't know how many words, but they're all quite long. Probably maybe 10,000 words each. And he made one suggestion which was controversial to me, and I thought it was interesting. He was talking about immersion and getting players immersed in games, and brought up the notion of encumbrance, which is like the amount of weight that you carry on you. God. And the items that you have, especially things like ammunition. And
you brought up rations.
And rations and stuff like that. And his argument was, don't get rid of that stuff because it's a pain in the butt. Keep it because it makes the players keep track of those things. They're not just abstract concepts anymore. So like every time that they use a ration, they think of it as I'm eating food. And like it sort of promotes this notion of like when you start getting low, there's actual scarcity. Or same thing with like if you're firing arrows, or like you have to imagine the actual equipment that you're carrying on your character. Like, so how are you carrying all of these things, or like what do you have? And it makes you think about your character, you actually like living the life of the character more. I don't know how I feel about it, mostly because I do think it is a pain in the butt, and it's not something I particularly want to do. And it's something that will take time, and we have very limited game time to play. And do I want to spend any of that time doing encumbrance or tracking, individual items? But I get the idea.
I only followed along when it was automated in video games, especially Fallout. And trying to get rid of stuff to carry other stuff. God, I had boxes all over the wasteland to store things. But I always imagine my characters as the trash lady from Labyrinth. Oh yes, this is nice, and she's carrying everything on her back, and it's kind of funny. But I just don't. I mean, if anyone's been listening to this podcast previously, you probably know I don't like getting in the weeds with technical stuff. So I keep it in mind, but I don't want to sit there and suddenly, okay, well, my character just fired off 6 bullets, and that's only 20 left here. And then you have to adjust the weight for each of those bullets. I don't know. I just feel like when you are sitting there doing the numbers, you're not role-playing. I'm there to role-play.
Okay, well, let me propose. Let me make an argument.
You propose
here.
Something that I'm not going to agree with? Sure.
Probably not. But here's the thing, though. Okay, so have you ever played and gotten truly immersed in an RPG? A tabletop role-playing game? I'm not talking about a video game, but have you gotten truly immersed in an RPG before? Ever?
Well, I mean, I think the question becomes, like, what do you consider immersion? Full immersion?
Well...
Like, because you're making it seem like, do you do method role-playing?
We're going to pause on this one.
Yeah, we got a sick buddy coming to join us.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to end the podcast here, and we're going to come back to this topic, and we're going to say, what do you define as immersive role-playing? That'll be our next topic,
and
immersive
then Daddy's
role-playing.
going to go get the thermometer, because he is hot.
Lincoln, do you want to say hi to the podcast audience? You're not feeling good, huh?
Yeah.
Aww, so our boy is sick. We're going to take him. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. We will catch you sometime soon.
Yeah.